This is Jacqueline Price, aka Rich Sister, coming to you for these few minutes talking about hearing God's voice. John 10:27 says, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me." Can you hear God's voice? Can you hear his voices? I mean, we can go around hearing all kinds of other voices. So many different voices that can run through our head. But can you hear God's voice? Can you hear him say to you, "You are more than a conqueror. You are fearfully and wonderfully made"? Can you hear his voice talking to you? See, sometimes we run into negative, discouraging voices saying the opposite of you. But can you hear God when he tells you to not be afraid? You know, I am with you always. And that's what we got to know. He is for us. God is for us. Who can be against us? So when you hear his voice, when you hear his voice, you know that that is a voice that you can trust. Other voices may lead you astray, but God's voice, can you hear God's voice speaking to you, guiding you, directing you, encouraging you? So we have got to learn to hear his voice, because he constantly speaks to us. But are we hearing him? Because that's where we can make the mistake, hearing other people's voices, or even our voice, even if we're hearing our voice too much. Because Lord knows, never mind other people, we can say stuff to ourselves. We can be our own worst enemy, saying stuff to ourselves, believing certain things about ourselves. But learn how to focus and hear God's voice. His voice will not steer you wrong, because he loves you. He loves you through and through. He will guide you in the right direction. He will lead you on the right path. Hearing is key. Is key. You know, it is key for where you're going, where you're headed. Because he wants to lead and guide you in the right direction. Can you hear God's voice? Because he's speaking to us, but we have got to have that tuned ear to hear his voice. Do you have that tuned ear to hear God's voice? Can you hear God speaking to you? Because he cares for you and loves you. His voice will not steer you wrong. So be focused, be tuned to hearing God's voice. For more information about me, check out my website at JackieAP.com, JackieAP.com. If you want to be a blessing, you can go to the website, JackieAP.com, click on the donate button to go to the PayPal site, or you can Cash App me as well. My Cash App is Rich Sister One, RichSistah1. Okay? Remember, be tuned to hearing God's voice, okay? Take care and have a wonderful and blessed day.